Daughters, Jeremy and I's group. It's about afternoon time, so let's tell our special guest, Lucille Begay, good afternoon. Do you guys remember how to say good afternoon? Good job. All right, everybody, I'm going to let Lucy introduce herself. She's here today to make us a special snack.
Okay, so Neek Butchwai group. My name is Lucille Begay, and my Indian name is Pete Yalashamnai. That was my Indian name that I was given as a young girl. I live in, so you want to back up, Lucy, because of this grease is hot.
Yeah, don't touch the table.
So I live in Celilo. Does anybody know where Celilo is? Where's Celilo?
Oh, wait, I don't know where it is. It's on.
Yeah, okay. Do you know where it's at? I heard of Celilo Park. Has anyone heard of Celilo Park?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I live right across the river from it. So when you go down, drive down by the river, I live right along the river there. And I've lived there all my life. So I am a Yakima tribal member as well as a Navajo Indian from Arizona. So what I'm doing for you guys today is does anyone know what this is?
What is it? An elephant ear?
No. Does anybody else know? So this is called fry bread. Has anyone heard of fry bread? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So fry bread has been around for years. And if you guys can just use your little imaginations. So back in the days, we didn't have electricity, right? No one had electricity. You know, the pioneers lived lived on the land. And the Indians, you know, we lived in teepees. We couldn't go plug in something like this. We would build a campfire. So when you build a campfire, you have a frying pan, and you would put the frying pan next to the fire and let the grease like this warm up. So once the grease warms up, we make this particular native food to us. So when I make the fry bread, it consists of flour, baking powder, salt, and lukewarm water. So if any of your grandmas or moms or aunties have ever made like pie, it's very similar.
I've made pie all by myself.
So it's almost similar to this. So see how Eddie's rolling it out? Have you guys seen your grandma do it like that?
Yeah. Yes, I did it with
Yeah. So it's very similar. So then when you get it in a nice circle, you're going to put it into this grease like this. So if you can see how it's getting brown on the edges, so once it turns brown, I'm going to turn it over and it's going to cook. That's how it cooks. So maybe it'll take within a minute for it to cook and then it's done. So when you look over here, that's the finished product. And you guys are having a very special treat today because you guys have huckleberry jam.
Fresh made.
Do you guys know where huckleberries come from?
The forest?
Huckleberry bushes in the mountains, right?
Do you guys remember how to say it? We knew. Okay, and our huckleberry jam was made by Luann and Grandma Kay. So let's tell them thank you.
Yeah.
Grandma Kay.
You guys, what?
My grandma makes this.
Your grandma makes this. So does anybody have any questions?
Where'd you get the oil originally?
From the lard, the fat of the animal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically you got grease from dead pigs?
Well, if you learn about history, about back in the days, and the pioneers had maybe animals to eat off of, maybe they slaughtered their cows or they had sheep or pigs. So see, this is what I'm doing too. You want to flop your bread, so then you stretch it. See your hand, your fingers, you're going to stretch it. And then I place it into the pan very carefully without getting burned, and you let it cook.
So I have a story, real quick, about where she asked the question about the lard.
Yes.
And the reason I knew that answer is because my family, one of the traditions that our family did is every Thanksgiving time we would butcher about 40 pigs to share with our families. There was 8 children, then there was the children of the 8 children. So there was a lot of mouths to feed, and so we would butcher. And I remember my grandmother being in the shed that took care of the lard, and it was a great big black pot, and she stirred and stirred, and it was hot, and it would melt down. So the other thing that's kind of neat that you can see about our family history and how it ties in with the Native Americans and the special traditions is the board that's over there that Grandma Kay has is the board that she traded bacon from those pigs that she butchered for a cradle board with her friend so that she could put us in the cradle board.
This cradle board, right?
Yes, was what I was raised with.
Look at, Luann was actually in here when she
Yes,
was little.
without pictures.
Yep.
So I was the third kid. They didn't take pictures.
So back over here to the top of the fry bread, you can make different things with these fry bread. So your families may want to have some kind of soup. So maybe there can be a stew, or maybe there can be chili. And so you just want to eat it.
Can you let the
Basically,
singers
you
know
make-
that we're running a little behind?
Yes.
So basically you make it into a little bowl and you can put chili in it.
Yes. Well, no. What you do is you can break up into little pieces like that, and you can dip it in your soup, and you eat it like that. So it gives a little flavor. So when you have fry bread, you can put butter on it, you can put peanut butter, you can put honey, you can put jam. Some people make elephant ears where you can put
Yeah,
powdered
that's what
sugar
we make when
and
we
sugar on it, and that's good. So another thing that I do with my fry bread is I make what's called Indian tacos. So if you think of Taco Bell, you know when you guys have Taco Bell, you guys have like a taco with like maybe chili and lettuce and tomatoes and onions. Well, you're not going to have a taco like that. You're going to have a taco that's flat like this. And you're going to load it with lettuce and tomatoes and cheese and onions. And then you can eat it like that as well. And that can be for lunch or dinner. So there's different things you can do with fried bread.
And breakfast.
And breakfast,
Depending on
yeah.
what you get on it.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? Yes.
How did you get the grease?
Here.
Well, today I bought it in the store.
I meant that.
Back then, we probably traded for it, believe it or not. Oops, sorry.
Boys and girls, let's tell Lucy thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to have you pick up one of the plates and then follow me back to the front porch to enjoy it. So get in a line, please. And then we'll let the next group come.